Speak Warriors Forum. Today we have a co-host, Jackson. He makes appearances on Plant-Based Homestead Prepper all the time. He figured he would stop by HeartSpeak. So today I want to talk to you guys about Superman and the Allspark. I know that's not typical for HeartSpeak, but we've been kind of off of our inspirational deal for a little bit. So I wrote a few things down, handy dandy pencil. And I wanted to make sure that we get onto the inspiration track where the video is just straight inspiration and motivation talk and no food and no exercise. So this one you kind of get a reprieve from. It's kind of been in the making over the weekend. So let me go ahead and kind of get out of the way as far as some of the accolades that I want to make sure that I'm handing out. First off, I want to say congratulations to everyone who's in quarantine and who's been sheltering in place and who has been voluntarily staying at home, those who are forced to stay at home, those who are working from home, and the fact that you're still here, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I don't know if you know this, but quarantine is hard on people. Okay, it's hard on folks. It's very hard on people, and I just want to make sure that we understand that some of us might be going a little bit stir crazy. The videos might not be like what you were expecting them to be, because I think I might have flipped out a little bit last week. I had attitude all week long, and Roderick had to deal with my attitude all week long. So love to my honey at Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. Please go check him out when you leave here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I decided I was going to start saying that stuff at the beginning since it's pretty typical that I forget until the very end. I also wanted to drop what I typically say at the end, also at the beginning. Now that doesn't mean that I won't say it at the end. It just means that I'm going to say it in both places because it's incredibly important that people know it. And if you're only going to watch the first 2 minutes of the video, I want to make sure that you get it. I love you. I think that you're amazing. I think that you're wonderful. There's nobody out there like you, and you're in the right spot today to get whatever it is that you came for. As always, the tribe is making their voices heard and their appearances known. And please forgive some of the extra air and noise that's in the background. I have the windows open, the doors open. I am desperately trying to get as much fresh air and light into the house as possible because, again, I've been working from home, and the only time that I leave is when we go out to help the church to do their live streaming. So any extra time that I can get with air flowing through the house and with the windows open, I do that. And that's what I've been recommending that all of you guys do as well. And also to step out on your porch for that 15 minutes just to give yourself a break from being inside. Yesterday, I don't know how many of you guys watch Plant-Based Homestead Prepper at all, but I made my husband get up off the sofa and go outside and play in the dirt. I literally made him come outside and do some stuff in the garden because he was so cranky and he needed to get out of the house. He had spent 3 full days in the house where he didn't have to work and he didn't have to go anywhere, and so it was kind of grinding on his nerves. And I was like, you need to get outside, you need to go work on something. That's your thing. That's what makes you feel good. That's what keeps your like equilibrium. So I made him get outside and do that with me. So for today's topic, Superman and the Allspark. What does that mean for us here? We're not talking superheroes. We're not talking Transformers. We're talking about the Superman pose and to spark joy. That's what we're talking about. So let's start with the Superman pose. There are scientific studies that have been done about what's called open posture. Now, most of you know that open posture is, let's start at the very basic, different from closed posture. So closed posture is crossing your arms, kind of keeping your hands in front of your chest, holding your arms, kind of standing with your hands folded in between your legs when you sit. Those are very closed postures. And what has been researched is to show that when you do open posture, shoulders back, down, hands to your sides, sitting with your feet shoulder width apart, those type of things, if you do those things, you tend to do better on interviews, you would do better on testing. It just kind of gives your body that jolt of extra energy that it needs. So my favorite is the Superman pose. I hope that works out in the editing. So my favorite is the Superman pose. And basically what that is that you stand up, feet shoulder width apart. Please excuse the train. We live about a half a mile away from one on the other side and about 1.5 miles on the other side. Crazy. So you stand with your feet a shoulder width apart, and you put your hands on your hips with your shoulders down and back. And if you want to, you can tip your head up a little bit, kind of, especially if you're outside, help you soak in all that sunshine. But basically what it does is it opens up your posture. And scientific studies have shown that if you stand in that position for 5 minutes prior to taking a test, going into an interview, going into a surgery if you're a doctor, going to work, getting through a difficult task at work, or being tasked with leading a meeting or anything like that, you will do better. It is incrementally, immeasurably better, because being open to what the atmosphere, what the universe, whatever you guys want to call it, is ready to give you and ready for you to absorb, being open to that elevates you and pushes you up. And it pushes you into a more positive space, a more energetic space, and a space that's that you're going to be able to occupy at what would be almost your optimal performance levels. And so we want to make sure that we're doing that, especially in times like these, when it's easy to get depressed, it's easy to be kind of pulled down, it's easy to get frustrated and overwhelmed. What you want to do is take 5 minutes of your day, even if it's part of the 15 minutes that I tell you to go outside and just kind of stand in the sun. 5 minutes a day, that's all it takes, is to stand there with your hands on your hips, shoulders back, feet apart. And if you're outside, tip your head back, absorb the sun, breathe the air in, take that time to slowly breathe in and out, kind of think about what it is that you want to do next, how it is that you want to carry yourself for the rest of the day, and do it. And just go forward in that same vein. When you walk away from it, you should feel better, you should feel ready, more focused. And then if you stay outside for that extra 10 minutes to get that vitamin D absorption from the sun, if it's not raining like it was earlier, then of course, or even if you're just sitting out there to get that fresh air, then of course you've elevated your mood, you've given your body that jump start. It's good if you can do it as close to the beginning of the day as possible. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is that all spark, or that spark joy. Now, where that comes from is it comes from a book called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, or The Art of Decluttering. It's out there by both names, but the author's name is Maria Kondo. And that's a Kondo. And basically one of the things that I take away from that book is not just about cleaning up your house. That's not what it's about. It's not just about getting rid of some of the clutter that you have around. That's part of it, and it's definitely a benefit of it, but it's not what it's about. What it's really about is about keeping the things in your house that spark joy. And what that means is, or what she takes it to mean, is the things that make your heart flutter, that make your heart excited. And so that's what you want to be doing. It's like now, like one of the things that you could be doing with that extra time that you have if you're not working, or you don't have to commute. Like, I don't have an hour-long commute in the morning or an hour-long commute at home anymore. So one of the things that you can do with that extra time, be it first thing in the morning or right after your work period, if you are indeed still working from home like I am, you can take that time to start decluttering some of the areas in your house. Now, the deal is that we all get so sentimentally attached to that clay handprint that our son made for us when he was 3, or we get very attached to our report card from the 4th grade that our mom saved, or we get very emotionally attached to the movie stub to our very first rated R movie that we went to with our best friend when we were 18 and were able to go by ourselves, whatever it is. But the deal is that we are attached to things that we are not using in our everyday life. That's not functional, it's not important right now, and it's not giving us anything that's an asset in our life. Like, it's not adding anything right now. And it's not to say that it's not important, but take that handprint that your son made in the 3rd grade and give it to him, and let him decide if he wants to keep it. You have those memories, and perhaps you have pictures that you know, you can keep, or you can take a picture of the handprint, and now you have a digital copy of that physical item. The reason that I say that is because whenever you are decluttering in this book, it tells you that if you lay your hands on something and you focus your energy on it, and it doesn't make your heart happy, it doesn't give you that sense of excitement, it doesn't make you excited, then it's not something you should keep around. You should get rid of it. So what I'll say, you know, just to kind of close out, is right now we're looking for things that breed positivity. We're looking for things that breed happiness. We're looking for things that give us, you know, that joy, that basis of happiness that we can use all day, every day, without having to worry about buying our way through the pandemic, buying our way through quarantine, buying our way through the self-isolation. And we don't have to worry about trying to social media our way through either, because one of the things I noticed is that I love being on my YouTube channel with you guys, but I actually don't use my other social media platforms very much. And it's not because I don't want to see what everybody else is doing, but I've noticed that people have almost tripled and quadrupled their postings on Facebook, especially for people that I've never even seen use their Facebook, or maybe post once or twice a year, are now posting 6 and 7 times a day. Some people are up to posting like 10 and 12 times an hour. It's crazy. So I want to make sure that you guys are aware of what we have going on in general, just for here at HeartSpeak. And that's one of the things that we're doing. We're breeding positivity. So while you're thinking that you need to kind of push yourself and do all these wonderful, great things, if you feel that that's what you should be doing, great, go do it. If not, then just breed a little bit of positivity in your life by elevating your mood using Superman and the Allspark. It's so easy. Being happy doesn't have to be difficult. It starts with your mind and your environment. So if you take care of both of them, you'll be in really good shape, not just while we're in self-quarantine, but even after that. So anyway, guys, I love you. I think that you're an amazing person. I know that there's nobody on the planet quite like you. And I know that you're a great version of yourself today, and a brand new, even better version is on the way tomorrow. All right, guys, I love you. I will see you right back here on HeartSpeak. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Be sure to share. We would love to add some new family members to the group. All right, guys, I will see you right back here next time on HeartSpeak.